What's up, guys? Ash here, WATN News. We are the news, and wanted to do a little quick update. There's a great video. Joe Hoft is on Steve Bannon to discuss some of the voter irregularities and things like that. Steve Bannon War Room discusses the glitches in vote counting in Wisconsin. So let's watch a little bit of this. I got it queued up already to where Joe is about to talk.
Joe Hoft. Joe, thank you for hanging over, guys. Back to guest. I want to go immediately, Joe, to the lead story. It was up on Gateway Pundit today, where you kind of go through analytics of the different states, the statistics, but I think you particularly focus on Wisconsin. Walk us through the article and walk us, our audience, through the chumps and suckers out there, as Dan Abrams calls them. Walk them through the what's exactly going on out here.
Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah, we've noted first last week, and maybe you guys recall, there was an incident in Michigan where 6,000 Trump votes were swapped between Trump and Biden. I guess the net amount would be around something like 12,000 or so votes that there was a glitch, is what they called it. And then the next day, we found another glitch actually in Michigan, and this was at a lower level race in a different county in Michigan, where they called it a system glitch. And then we found people started sending us, hey, if you look at this video on CNN, they will report an amount at one moment, and then the next time they show the amounts have been decreased for Trump, and almost in all cases an offsetting increase for Biden in the same amount. So we got a couple more tips over the last couple days, and there was one big one in Pennsylvania, where 19,958 votes were swapped between candidates. That equals almost 40,000 in net difference, because if you add those votes back to Trump, take them away from Biden, that's 40,000. Then we found another glitch.
Slow down right there, because that's the difference. I want to make sure that media matters, and the media and the guys who are watching this are not going to melt down. Go back to, and by the way, these are not glitches, right? It's not a bug, it's a feature. Okay, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Go back to go back to Pennsylvania. Walk us slowly through this, because I want to make sure when Madeline Peltz, lights another cigar, that we've helped her put it out. So
it's $3 cigar.
So $3 cigar. So walk us through Pennsylvania. When you say Pennsylvania 19,000, what do you mean?
Okay, so what happened was, and they, again, we're considering this, the term they're using is glitch, but it appears to be a pattern. The pattern is always that it's against Trump, so it appears to be more than just a glitch. In Pennsylvania, and we've got a post, I've linked to it in our post last night about Wisconsin, but in that you can see on CNN, the amounts drop over where they show Pennsylvania's numbers, and then when they show them the next time, there was a decrease in Trump's amount and an increase in Biden's amount by the same amount. And the amount happened to be 19,000 votes. So the offset would be a 40,000 vote difference impact to the election. Now, we saw then somebody sent us a similar thing in Georgia. In this case, it was only 1,900 votes that, again, reduced from Trump's totals, but increased in Biden's totals, the same amount. And then we saw an amount last night somebody sent us in Wisconsin. And in Wisconsin, in one county, and it was Rock County, in Wisconsin, the number of votes decreased by 9,516. And as we explained in our post last night, they started showing the numbers for the county. It was pretty even, and then Trump pulled about 1,000-point lead, and then all of a sudden they reported new numbers, and Trump's ahead by 9,500 votes. And then the next time they show the county votes, Biden's ahead by that same amount, 9,516 votes. They had swapped who was winning that county. That amount is still what's being posted out there for the county, for a number of votes won by Biden. And but clearly before that, we've got a screenshot where the amount was it was Trump leading. That's a 19,000 vote difference as well. Okay. That's almost what Wisconsin's off by.
Yeah. Okay, so hang on for a second. We're going to have this article up. It's up on the Gateway Pundit, and the Hofts and the Gateway Pundit team are at second to none.
So, guys, the
But I
sound is
have
a
a
little
question.
bit
Have you
compromised on. I don't know,
contacted
they're
anyone
probably
you
doing
know,
that on purpose, but that was a pretty interesting
known
passage
conflict
right there.
right? You
And I wanted to just play that part for you and go over this other part. There was another interesting article that I just wanted to cover. There was the top story, which is breaking exclusive analysis of election night data from all states shows millions of votes either switched from President Trump to Biden or were lost using Dominion and other systems. And then after this, I'm going to dig into Dominion a little bit more. But as you can see with the Bev Harris video, if you caught that I posted, the fractional magic, you can go look that up at your leisure on YouTube or wherever. It was also featured in the HBO. She was featured in an HBO special that was done years ago. But she really gets into the gem system, and that's what all the software uses that system for our votes. So if you can compromise the gem system, then you can program in, and she shows how you can do it, any result that you basically want. They can make it that Trump starts off 3% less in every state. They can make it that Trump can only get 42% of the vote in any state. They can, and if you look at a lot of these states, Trump is like New York and Colorado and New Mexico. He's right around 42, 43%. So, the question then arises, did somebody program this Dominion software to do this? Did they program it in for certain states so that there was no way he could win? Uh, and what might have happened is he started to surge so much in certain states that they weren't ready for, that the software actually, they realized that's part of why I think they had to shut the state down, because it would have become obvious, because the software would have just, to cover for it, would have had to keep switching votes to from Trump to Biden, from Trump to Biden, and they were gonna and people were starting to see it. So I think that's part of this whole thing, was that the amount of enthusiasm for Trump was so great that even stuff like this that you set up to rig it defeats it almost in a way. And that's what people were saying in 2016, that yeah, they rigged some of the states, but they didn't rig it enough. They didn't think Trump would be as popular in certain places that he was, and they ended up getting caught with their pants down. That was the rumor I heard. So this is all starting to kind of make sense to me, because I had long been aware of the GEM system in Bev Harris, and I remember this from previous elections, and this is a big problem that was never fixed. And the reason it was never fixed is because it's a system with a backdoor that's built in. And it shouldn't be, but it is. And part of this whole thing is to expose this whole system and how our election system for a very long time has been compromised. It hasn't been fair, and many, many, many people have been railroaded out of, who probably should have won elections over the years, who didn't. And I'm not just talking about people like Bernie Sanders. I'm talking about what they're trying to do to Trump now. Uh, and you realize that in the past it was all controlled opposition. Both sides were controlled, so that's why the elections went so smooth, and you never had an election that went days and days and weeks, except Bush versus Gore, and that was probably an engineered event anyway, to make you think that, oh yeah, look, we really had a democracy, but you never did. It was always controlled, and it was controlled like this. Um, so I just wanted to, if you haven't gotten a chance, go watch the Fractional Magic video that I posted, or go to Bev Harris on YouTube. You can follow the link through there to her on that video to her page, and you could watch all her stuff. Let's read this article real quick. Sorry to get sidetracked. We've reported on numerous events in the 2020 election which are being referred to as system glitches, quote unquote, in the media. Last night we provided another glitch, this time in Wisconsin, which we saw in my previous video, Rock County, which if reversed would eliminate Biden's reported vote lead in the state. Tonight we have obtained an unaudited analysis of data available for all the states looking for system glitches and other oddities in vote counts related to the presidential race only. Last night we reported on another so-called system glitch, this time in a county in Wisconsin. Evidence was provided to us that showed that the vote totals for Rock County appeared to be switched between President Trump and Joe Biden. 9,516 votes were eliminated from Trump and moved to Biden. This 19,032 vote difference, when corrected, would eliminate Biden's lead in Wisconsin. So there you go. We'll see how that goes. You know, we looked at Rock County and we saw the deal, and you can see how that could easily go back the other way, and that could be the whole difference. And then you get all of a sudden we got ourselves a real race, because if Trump at 229, and then he get those votes, and all of a sudden now, wait a minute, Biden is not the president-elect. He never was, and now everyone will realize that he isn't, and that this thing's going backwards the other way. And you know, it's going to start getting a little bit crazy, I think. In the post last night, breaking system glitch also uncovered in Wisconsin. So we see that the glitch is showing up in different states that were going to be close, that, you know, maybe Trump was going to win, that they couldn't afford to let him win, like Wisconsin or Michigan. They can't afford that. So that's my thinking on it. We next attempted to obtain more data on this issue so we can determine how widespread this issue may be, and or if there are reasonable explanations for what is occurring. So then tonight they got led to this site which I went to, and it's just somebody that's like apparently is alleging that they have uh, all this data. So in the piece, the author claims his work is a full list of votes switched from Trump to Biden or votes erased by Dominion, the vote machines used in many states across the U.S. By the way, the Dominion machines are used in every single toss-up state that we're dealing with right now, every single one. So just so you know. They had that in there on purpose, is my opinion, because they knew which states were going to be the close ones and what it was going to boil down to. They knew it was going to boil down to maybe 5, 6, 7 states, whatever. That's my thinking on it. Uh, the author claims that his work has been verified, but we have not verified the results, so we currently are labeling his results quote unquote unaudited. So I just wanted to read that and make it clear. The author decided to obtain the data himself and perform an analysis of national votes switched from Trump to Biden and votes erased. The total amount of votes counted decreased by that amount throughout the county. The author obtained data that has been passed around that was reportedly captured by the New York Times on election night. I didn't go to that link, but we can. By examining the data, the author was able to locate an instance where votes were switched from Trump to Biden, so he decided to perform an analysis on the entire data set, starting with the states where Dominion voting machines are used. The author claims that the data is from Edison Research, and it is the same data that is used for election coverage by at least ABC News, CBS News, CNN, and NBC News. It is also used for the website of the New York Times, and probably others as well. Here are the unaudited results by state. The chart lists votes switched from Trump to Biden and votes that were lost by Trump. So let's see what we got here. Dominion system, Pennsylvania, switched votes 220,000, and this is all alleged, 883. Lost votes 941,248. So right there, that's over a million votes. That easily could sway the difference. New Jersey, 80,242 switched votes, 20 lost votes. Florida, 21,422 switched votes, 456 lost. Michigan, 20,213 switched, 21,882 lost. New York, 18,124 switched, 623,213 lost. Now, if you look at the difference of New York, it's only like a little bit more than this. So if they switched 18,000 votes in New York and they lost 623,000 votes that were, I'm assuming, for Trump, then you could see how New York may be in play here. I'm not saying that, but it could be if this is true. So anyway, Georgia, 17,407 switched, 33,574 lost. Again, easily enough to sway the results if this is true. Ohio, 14,965 switched, 5,102 lost. And he still won it. Virginia, 12,163 switched, 789,000 lost. Now that's enough to sway the vote in Virginia. California, 7,701 switched, 10,989 lost. Arizona, 4,492 switched, 0 lost. Minnesota 2766 switched, 195,000 lost. Tennessee 2300 switched, none lost. Louisiana 2322 switched, none lost. Illinois 2166, 54,000 lost. So you can see these are huge. If this is true, interesting. Nevada 00. Interesting. Alaska 00. Washington 00. Hawaii 00. Altogether totals. Sorry, I forgot New Mexico. 268 and 4610 lost. 434,000 switched votes. 2,705,228 lost votes, if this is true. Texas 14,000. 30,000 lost. Kansas 1,600, 2,100 lost. So you can see if this is true, I mean, you have millions of votes, 2.8 million altogether. Overall totals 500,000. So you have you could have as many as 2.8 million lost votes, plus the 1.8 million people that Judicial Watch has found are still on rolls that are dead, where dead people are voting. I also saw another article, hang on, about dead people somewhere. Where was it? Uh, Here's a breaking: Project Veritas releases shocking recordings of federal agents trying to intimidate USPS whistleblower into recanting his election fraud claim. So go check out projectveritas.com and check that out. Also keep an eye on California 21. Results come to a halt as GOP candidate pulls ahead. David Valadao, sorry if I got your name wrong, David, pulls ahead. Election department suspends canvassing operations until November 21st due to COVID, because this guy pulled ahead by 3 percentage points in the race and they freaked out. Hang on, let me find that dead person where it was. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick offers up to $1 million reward for evidence of voter fraud. Here it is. Analysis finds over 10,000 dead people return mail-in ballots in Michigan. So right there, you got a lot of things going on here, guys. A lot of stuff. Okay, that's the New York Times. I guess we're not going to be able to see that. It didn't come up. It didn't display right. I wonder how that happened. So I wanted to just get into this Dominion a little bit more. Glitchy Dominion voting systems tied to Clinton's, Pelosi, widely used in battleground states. It's one of 3 voting equipment vendors which control 88% of the U.S. market. So you could see that, these guys are deeply in control. By the way, this company its main headquarters is in Canada. So it's a company that's outside the United States that is controlling our voting system, our counting system for our voting process. A reported glitch in the software of Dominion voting system saw 6,000 votes switch from Republican to Democrat in Antrim County, Michigan on Tuesday. The county clerk caught the issue and it has reportedly been corrected. So the question is going to really be, did they just get caught in one place and now everyone's starting to put it together? We don't know that yet, but let's listen to Bill Binney for a second, talk about glitches and stuff like that. Let me rewind this back.
Well, these things that they're calling glitches in software that are randomly changing only certain votes, they're not glitches at all. Those are programmed. Those are programmed into the software. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. If there's a problem in software, we call those bugs. If the bug is in the software, it does everything consistently with everything, not just selectively picking things. If only certain things are selected, picked, and changed, that's not a bug. That's designed in the software. That's intentional.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. It's not a glitch. It's designed this way. It's designed to take votes from one person and give it to the other, or you can just set it up that one person can only get to a certain percentage level. There's a bunch of different ways because they're breaking the votes down into fractions. And when you break the votes down into fractions, You can manipulate it if you have the key for the system, and that's what they have. And if you watch the Bev Harris video, she will she tells you how she discovered the key to the system, and how they do it. And there's a bunch of different ways they can do it, and you're seeing that they're doing it in many different ways in this election. Uh, by with injecting ballots in, they're showing up with ballots, they're vote switching, they're the gem systems that in effect in certain states that is manipulating it that way. Uh, then they're accepting ballots after the election's over. I mean, how many different ways do these people have to do scam do scams before you figure it out, right? Uh, so uh, just wanted to highlight Sergeant Report. They got knocked off of YouTube, of course, but they're up. They have their own page, sergeantreport.com. Breaking Operation Scorecard. CIA run vote theft software was running in every swing state. Glitches switched votes from Trump to Biden. So again, every single state that we're dealing with right now is running this software. And you can also check out davejanda.com. He goes into a lot of detail in the use of the software. Check out Dave Janda. He's an awesome dude. I like watching some of his vids too. And by the way, guys, if I go off YouTube or anything happens like that, I'm hearing rumors they're gonna just start taking everyone off soon. But I managed to stay under the radar. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but if I go off YouTube, I'm on brand new tube, and I'm also on YouTube. So just check for me at Ash. We are the news, and I should be there. All right. So I just wanted to say that it's starting to come out that there's these glitches really aren't glitches. It's not a mistake. It's the software doing what it's supposed to do, like Binney said. If it was a bug, then it would be doing different things. It wouldn't be doing the same thing every time, which is taking votes from Trump and giving it into Biden's pocket. I mean, it's how much more obvious can it be? Here's the company website, which is not easy to find, by the way. Dominion Voting, Home, About. It doesn't tell you anything about who the investors are or who the president is. It's, nothing about that. They have different products. There's ImageCast stuff, some of their software that they use. They actually have a rumor control set up, I noticed, because already about the Sharpies and ballots, uh, and about voting system facts, about how their voting system is great. There's no credible report or evidence of any system software errors in Georgia or Michigan, including erroneous reporting of unofficial results from Antrim County, Michigan. And then there's a statement from Michigan Secretary of State claiming that there's none. The Georgia Secretary of State's office continues to publicly affirm that there are no widespread issues. Claims about software updates being done the night before election are 100% false. There are no issues with the use of Sharpie pens related to hand-marked paper ballot. Any reporting to the contrary is completely false. That's what they're claiming. We'll have to see how it all plays out. I just wanted to read that statement so they don't come after me. Uh, and if you want to go to their page, it's dominionvoting.com. And you can check out that statement. And this is their allegation that there's no problem with their software at all. And that's what they're claiming. So with that, guys, I just wanted to do that update. There's nothing really new to report, I don't think, on the map. Looks like Trump's about 13,000 down. This is within the margin. Definitely a recount. What is he down here? About 37,000. Oh, I forgot one more thing before I go. Look who is running in Alaska who I didn't notice all the way at the bottom. Jesse the Body Ventura. He got 1,824 votes. Does Jesse live in Alaska now? I don't know. Or is that a different Jesse Ventura? I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was interesting that Jesse the Body was running. Kanye ran in some of the states. He got 6,000 votes in Utah. He got 3,000 votes in Idaho. He wasn't in too many other states that I saw. Where else was Kanye in? Was he in Texas? No. Did he get on the ballot in New York? No. Anyway, all right, guys. Hope you have a great evening, and talk with you soon.